Hello guys, this is Bella and she wants to say hi. She just moved back with me and she's going to be staying here for a while. And well, why don't you say something, Bella? Hello everyone, I'm going to be staying with Vin for a long time and I'm going to be helping Vin build very, very bright light for you guys. Mwah. Good night everyone. I'm going to go chase down Tiger now. Okay. Alright, so here I have the Thrunite TN40vn. Over the years, I've come to form a relationship with you guys where I can basically just share everything and let you guys in on build process as I go. And this was a project that everyone waited with great anticipation, myself included. I have spent a lot of money in this project, ordering a bunch of parts, a bunch of samples so I can build a bunch of different variations so I can do a lot of testing, right? In some ways the project turned out better than I thought, and in some ways it turned out not as I hoped, alright? So let's talk about the bad news before we get into the good news. You know what? Let's first unbox, show you guys what the light is, and then we can talk. How about that? Thrunite TN40vn. Brand new sample here. Let's see what's all in the box. Oh, manual, warranty card, silica gel, O-rings, spare boot cap, big charging adapter, wall cable, lanyard, big flat lanyard. Okay, and here's the light. Oh, that's packed very tight. I hurt my left wrist during weight training, and now I just can't do anything heavy. It's been hurting for quite some time, actually. At least 2-3 weeks already. Not even sure why. I guess it's a sign of getting old. You just don't heal fast anymore. Alright. Light and this little plastic bag. So, this light has a built-in battery pack, a proprietary battery pack. You cannot exchange, you cannot take it off to exchange with loose cells so that you can swap in new other 18650s. There's a button in the back. That all it does is give you a battery indicator. Very, very odd. A button just so to give you battery indication. Okay. AC adapter port so you can charge your battery pack. Okay. And the factory lights, it's extremely well built. Comes with 4 take that back. It comes with 4 XPL HI 6500 Kelvin cool white. I don't know if 6500 Kelvin. It looks 6500 Kelvin. XPL HI, alright? So good light from the factory. I forgot what the numbers are, but this is a good light from the factory. It's a very expensive light. Retail for $260 from the factory, so it better be a good light. And it is a good light, okay? Very, very grippy handle. Heatsink very well. Head is extremely large. Very good host. Something that has great potential to be great. Okay, and I'm not saying that we didn't make it great. It just didn't become as great as I thought it would be. So, let's first talk about the original plan for this light. Here I have in my hand Driver VN XR. Alright? Driver VN X because it will have my user interface, and R for Richard for building this circuit. We had a lot of hope on this driver, hoping that it will push 4 HP35 HI to its max limit. So a typical HP35 can be pushed to about 2500 lumen. You got 4 linear, multiply that by 4, 10,000 lumen. Damn, that's a lot of output, alright? So if we can get this thing to 10,000 lumen, the hope was maybe reaching 500 and even possibly playing with 600K. So that's the goal anyway. 600K lux, 10,000 lumen didn't happen. Didn't happen for a lot of reasons. It didn't happen because HP35 will need 4 cells to power it. Well, this is a 4-cell circuit. However, the battery pack here is a 2S2P. So basically, there's only 2 cells in series, not enough voltages. So we'll need to reconfigure the entire battery pack here. I'm going into great length because there's a lot of things I want to say. If you really just care about the numbers, there will be the numbers for this light will be in the description, in the sales description. However, for this particular video, I want to talk about in depth about all of the options, all the variations, all the mods, because it's a very time-consuming project that it was a challenging project, and I want to talk about all the challenges because I think it's worth it for guys to kind of see what's behind the scene in a big mod. So this circuit takes 4 cells, perfect. These XHP35 takes 4 cell, perfect. Rewired the LEDs are original in series, rewire them to parallel, and that's doable. However, if we do that, we'll have to reconfigure all the batteries, put in new batteries possibly, or just used to keep the old cell, but rewired all of the cells to series to work with the circuit, because the circuit has the capability of pushing the LEDs to 10,000 lumen. However, since the batteries doesn't come out of the light, the charging circuit only charges up to 8.4 volt, which is 2S. So it will not charge the battery pack. That's not good. All right, so the good news is the Thrunite TN36, the flood version of this light, has a battery handled with a carrier that's already 4S, and this has removable cell. Perfect. It twists on perfectly to this light. Now we're talking. We can, in theory, if we can somehow source just the handle for the TN36, we can use this circuit with 4 XHP35 in this light, okay? With a lot of rig work on the copper, the MBBCBs that the LEDs sit on to convert it to parallel. Then there's this final issue. Got the battery pack sorted, the handle pack sorted. LEDs, I got it to reconfig to parallel, all good. Everything fits perfect, beams perfectly focused. Now we come to another dilemma. This circuit is too friggin' large. It doesn't fit inside of the light, okay? I thought about shaving trimming down the circuit. I can only trim so much. I cannot get it to fit inside of this light. So we can't use this circuit. And if we can't use this circuit, we can't drive the LEDs to its max potential and reach our 10,000 lumen goal. So that's too bad. That's too bad. All right, so we can't use driver VNXR. That's out of the question. So what did we do? And you know what? Even if we could, I honestly would probably do like 5 lights just for the heck of it, because you have to reconfig, you have to buy, sourcing the handle is almost impossible, right? So sourcing the TN36 handle is almost impossible. So we have to play with this handle. We have to reconfig all the batteries in here. New batteries gonna cost money. I will have to somehow reconfig the charging adapter, the charging circuit back here, and then buy a separate charging brick adapter to work with this light. A lot of freaking work to work with this circuit, but I was going to do it. I was down for it. I was going to make a very limited number of them, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, but it didn't happen. So if it didn't happen, you have to work and do the best of what you got. So here's what I did. Retain the original battery pack, okay? Keep the original packing, original charging feature. That way, we don't have to mod anything here. The cells in here are 3,400 milliamp hours. They're very high capacity. They're very good cells. So somehow not mess with the handle, okay? But not use XPL D-Dome either. Because if we use XPL D-Dome, then what's the point? The T6VN already used XPL D-Dome, and it throws great. And as you can see here, the T6VN did a great job with XPL PDT. And with XPL PDT and throwing great, light being a tiny bit smaller, but the head is quite a bit smaller, and the light overall is a more attractive size, being more compact, as opposed to the TN40vn here being quite bigger. It just doesn't make sense to put XPL PDT in here. I want this light to be a higher output thrower, not just a replica, not just a boring replica of a T6VN with XPL PDT and then my circuit. It's not, I don't want to go that route, because the T6VN is king at what it is, and I love this light, and for the price point that it's at, for the ability to change out cell, I just don't want to mess with this light. I like it the way it is. I want to keep it in production because it's a great light, and it has a good track record. So, didn't want to go XPL PDT, have to go HP35HI. That's what we did, okay? This is the brand new sample. Let's put this one aside and show you guys here the three successful TN40vn sample. Okay. I was able to remod, I don't want to go into the mods, but it's, okay, I have to talk about it. What do you mean I don't want to go into the mods? Okay, so all the circuitry got a power boost, okay? And the MPPCBs got rigging away to work with the circuitry, all right? So, XHP35 takes 4 cell. XPL takes 2 cell. Takes 1 cell, I'm sorry. Takes 1 cell. So, you have 4 cell in the original light. You have 4 cell, each LED takes 1 cell, therefore in series, perfect, right? So, but each of the XHP35 takes 4 cells, it takes 4 cells each to power them. So what I did was to make all of the LEDs, instead of the original series configuration, I made them all parallel. And that worked with the original circuit. Perfect, all right? And gave it a power boost. I boosted to the level that the highest that I can. Any more than that would screw up the light. So, and basically I boosted to a level where any more, the UI will go nuts and the heat will go nuts also. So, as far as boosts go, I think I exploited the full potential of the original circuit here. All right, so here are the 3 variations. Here we have the oh my gosh, so many freaking names. XHP35HI, okay? XHP35HD. The HD is the dome on version, a tad bit higher output, much less throw, all right? And then here, just for kicks, I have XPG2 PDT, and I just wanted to see how good it throws. Let's look at the numbers. Sorry, I'm going all over the place. I wish I have all these stuff memorized. So, let's first talk about the XPG2 version just for kicks, all right? XPG2, I use S4. If I said PDT, I didn't mean it. XPG2 S4 D-Dome with the original battery pack and circuit boost. I got 2750 lumen, which is terrible. That's less than 700 lumen per LED. Not that impressive, all right? And it puts out 460 K lux. That's not that impressive either, because the T6VN here, what does the T6VN here put out? 5,000 lumen, so that is a lot more than 2,700 lumen, and it puts out 405 K lux. 405 with 5,000 lumen, and 460 lux with 2,700 lumen. So the XPG2 is obviously not worth the extra lux. Just for kicks, doesn't hurt. And the beam was extremely hard to focus, so it wasn't hard, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even get it to focus perfectly. I got the hot spot to be pretty well, got a good lux number, but the petals around the LEDs are just terrible. I didn't like the sample. I'm kind of glad that the output was not that high and the lux was not that low, so that I don't have to mass produce it. Because if the numbers were impressive, I'd have to mass produce it, and I would have to tune out I would have to play around with the beams to get it right on every single sample, and that would drive me nuts. Kind of glad it didn't work out. Saved me a lot of work. So, what did work out? 2 version worked out very well. Okay. XHP35 HI and XHP35 HD. All right, these two versions will be the production version on the store at my store. I think it's a very ideal setup because we can retain the battery pack, we can retain the USB charging feature, we can retain the perfect genius UI that they got in this light. Just nothing to complain there, and we get to have XHP35s, which I think the factory should have used in the first place instead of the original XPL HI. All right, so here are the numbers. Let's talk about the HD version first. Not my cup of tea, not my pick, but a lot of people really like the cooler tint of the Domon 6000 Kelvin, and they just want the extra output. All right, so with the XHP 35 HD, you get 7500 lumen, okay, and 200k lux. 200k lux is not bad as a thrower, and 7500 lumen is really good in terms of output alone. So if you don't need maximum amount of throw and you just want the highest throw possible from a quad in this size, then go with the HD. All right, not my pick, but it's there. Here's my pick. TN40vn XHP35 HI 5000 Kelvin. The reason it's 5000 Kelvin is because only the XHP35 HI in 5000 Kelvin comes in E2 bin. E2 bin is currently the highest brightness bin for at least that I can get my hands on from any of my suppliers for XHP35 HI. All right, so any of the cool white ones are at least 1 or 2 bins lower. So in the why not XHP, the 5000 Kelvin is a dream tint for me, and being the brightest is a no-brainer for me. So I'm gonna have just 5000 Kelvin, and it puts out a very, very stout 6450 lumen at 390k lux. So let's compare this with the T6. T6VN 5150 lumen, 6,450 lumens. So that is a very good bump in output. All right. 1270 meter of throw in the T6VN. Here we have 1250. 1250 meters, 1270 meters. So what is that? That's 20 meters difference in throw. That's nothing. So basically these two throw identical, at least visually. All right, 20 meters in throw is nothing when you get up to that range, but you get over I didn't do the math, but 6450 versus 5150. All right, so quite a bit more lumen in this one. So you get big, not huge, but you get a notable amount of bump in output. Practically the same throw. Excellent neutral tint, very consistent neutral 5000 Kelvin tint. Superior tint to the XPL PDT for sure. All right, and you get much improved build quality. $350, $275. But think about it, that's a $75 increase. By the way, I'm not talking you guys into buying any one or the other. It doesn't matter which one you guys buy. It's business for me. It doesn't make a difference. But I'm just trying to point out that this light, being $75 more, comes with 4 battery. All right, that's a pro and a con. It comes with batteries already. You don't have to buy a charger. It's built-in rechargeable. The only problem is if you want to have you can't change the cell. You would have to buy a different battery pack if you want to have extra battery. Okay, this one you save $75. No batteries, but you have to buy a charger. You have to buy batteries, which usually will end up more than being more than the cost of this battery pack here. But then you can change the cells, and you can put any cells in. So, and being that this light have clearly better build quality, there is I would pick this light over this light. I would pick the TN40vn over the T6vn if I have to pick one. That's hard to say. I kind of like the T6vn because it's a little bit more compact, despite being quality quite a far bit behind. But I would have to say that the TN40vn is by far better in every way in terms of build quality, engineering, and performance. But the smaller size here is very attractive, and I cannot discount that, okay? So they're both good lights. At this point, I would call it a tie between these two. So, did it reach 7,500 lumen with the dome on and 200k lux, or the 6450 lumen and 390k lux? Yes, by far didn't reach our goal, but being able to retain the original battery pack and features, I think it's